Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and in this video I'm going to talk about surge protectors for RVs. There are many different models, several companies make them, and I'm going to tell you about how some of them are different than others. There's basic models, there's premium models with extra features, and I have 3 different ones which I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tell you why I have 3 different surge protectors when really you only need one. So if you're thinking about buying a surge protector, maybe this video will help you decide what kind you want to buy. So let me show you the 3 models that I have. So these are the 3 models that I have. These first 2 on the left are from the Progressive Industries company, and then the other one is made by the Hughes Autoformer company. And first, let me get the costs out of the way. I know you want to know that. The small Progressive Industries model costs $120. The large Progressive Industries model cost $400, and the Hughes cost about $300. Now this is the first model I bought, which I originally had a different one of this exact same model, and I used it for about 3 years, and then all of a sudden it just quit working. So I contacted Progressive Industries, and they said, send it back to us. If we can't fix it, we'll send you a new one. So they sent me out this new one. And both Progressive Industries and Hughes, I found, are really good about responding to customer assistance needed. And their warranties on these units, they have really long warranties, and they back them up, has been my experience. Now this model here only has basically 3 features other than surge protection, and it only has these lights, green, blue, and red, leg 1 and leg 2. And if you turn it on and you see green and blue lights on, then it's working perfectly. If you have the red light shows up, then that means either reverse polarity, open neutral, or open ground is a problem. And that's the only things that this small model checks for. So after using this new one for, I think it was about a year or so, I wanted another model that had some additional features, mainly low voltage protection, which this Hughes, what they call Watchdog, has, in addition to other features. And when you plug it in, when that dog face turns white, well, a little whiter than it is now, that means it's working. The electricity is good. If that dog face turns red, then there's a problem with the power. So whereas this one has those 3 lights, this one, the Hughes, actually has a digital readout here that tells you what's wrong. And on the side of it here, it tells you what the error codes mean. So code E1 means that it's either low voltage or high voltage, and it tells you whether it's on line 1 or line 2. And then E3 means overcurrent on line 1 or line 2. And E5 means neutral is reversed on line 1. E6 means neutral is reversed on line 2. And it's kind of hard to read these. But E7 means missing ground. E8 means missing neutral. E9, it says surge protection used up. And I guess that means that the surge protection feature of this unit is just not working anymore and needs to be replaced. Now this one has an extra feature in that if something goes wrong with the unit, you don't have to buy a whole new unit. You can just replace parts inside of here. So that's good. Now, after using this one for only about, I think it was 6, 7, 8 months, I started getting an error in the error code E6, it would say here, which means the neutral is reversed on line 2. And it happened just once in a while, and when it did, I assumed that there was something wrong with the power coming in at the RV park. But what I did was I unplugged it. I still had this one, so I plugged that one in, and it said, no, the power's good. And the Hughes did that at like 3 or 4 RV parks, and I said, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. So I contacted Hughes and told them what was happening, and they said, send it to us. If we can't fix it, we'll send you a new one. So they sent me a new one. And after using it just for a few months, it started doing the exact same thing, to where I really just couldn't use the Hughes one. So I just put it away in storage and went back to using my old little Progressive Industries. So I do not use this one anymore. And this one works fine, but I started having a problem with low voltage. And this one does not have a feature where it even detects a low voltage. I was in an RV park where I was pulling in 100 volts at a regular RV park, and 104 volts seems to be the cutoff, where if it's below 104, then it's really bad power that can do damage to your equipment inside the RV. And what it does, if you're getting low voltage, is it causes heat to heat up the wires going to and inside of the appliance that you're using. And air conditioners are really bad about that. You send low voltage to an air conditioner and it can burn up the wires. I've heard it can even cause a fire. So I certainly didn't want anything like that happening. So I came across 2 RV parks here in the States that was giving me low voltage. So I just unplugged this thing and just didn't use the power until I could get to a place where I could get normal voltage. And when I was down in Mexico a few years ago, going down with a Mexico Caravan, we stayed at a few RV parks, and at a couple of them I was getting, believe it or not, 96 volts coming out of that power box. And that is really, really dangerous. And I am making another trip down in Mexico this coming winter. And the extra cost of this unit right here could be completely recovered to prevent a low voltage fire, or at least damaging any of the appliances that I'm using. So what both of these units do when it detects a low voltage is it cuts off the power to the RV. It just shuts down power, and the point is at 104. If the voltage goes below 104, it shuts down power. If the voltage comes up to over 104, then it automatically turns the power back on. But since I couldn't use this unit and depend on it, then I got this one, which I actually have not used yet. I just received the shipment of this one in. So this is the one I'm going to use from now on. It has this readout, digital readout of the error code, and right here on the side it tells you what the error codes are. E1, reverse polarity, open ground, high voltage, low voltage, and it tells you if the high or low voltage is on line 1 or line 2, and high frequency, low frequency, that's the hertz. Data link down, not sure what that means. And then E10, I guess, means the surge protection is not working anymore. So those are the extra features that the little unit just doesn't have. Now, as you know, what people normally do is they plug their surge protector right into the power box and then plug their RV's cord into there. And each one of these has this that is around there, and this hole is used to lock it to the power pole with a chain or a cable. But I have never used that, and I'm going to tell you why I don't use that, but why I'm confident that nobody's going to steal my unit. So I'm going to go outside now and show you one more thing before I close off this video. So rather than hooking it up like this and then locking it down, I do a completely different thing. My cord bin here has a hole in the bottom where you run the cord, and I use this extension cord all the time. So what I do is I plug my RV's hardwired cord into it right there inside the bin. Then I drop the surge protector's connector into the hole there, and then I plug in my extension cord. Then I run the extension cord to the power box like that. And now when I turn on the breaker, then on this display here, which the video just doesn't pick up, but it shows 60 hertz and it shows 124 volts. It just looks like 888, but that's because the camera is not able to read that. And it confirms that both line 1 and line 2 are working properly. So then I shut my door onto the bin, I lock it, and that way nobody knows I even have a surge protector on. Now, one failure you can see is that my extension cord could easily be unhooked and stolen. Which I'm really not worrying about. For one thing, an extension cord costs a lot less than a surge protector, and for someone to steal it, they would totally cut my power off. Where if someone steals a surge protector, they're just going to unplug it, steal the protector, plug it back in. So even if I'm inside the RV, I might not even notice that it's happening. Now, a much better plan is to leave the surge protector completely inside and run your cord up into it and then plug it into there, which I used to do when I had my original extension cord. This is just an adapter, but that extension cord started coming apart right there and exposing wires. So I got this new one, which is a 30-foot cord rather than the old one was 25. The only problem is this is so big that it will not go up there. It just will not fit. So that's what I have to do. So I hope this video has helped you decide whether you want to get a basic model cheap surge protector, or if you want to get a really good one that has the important extra feature of low voltage protection. And by the way, I've never heard of any place having a high voltage problem, but low voltage can happen anywhere. Good day, folks.